So I did this article for my website, lovequestcoaching.com. You can find the link to the article in the description. And the article is about why men attract psycho women who cheat. So as a life coach who specializes in dating and relationships, I coach both men and women. And this is a topic that comes up for me all the time with the guys that I coach, the guys that I communicate with on social media, in my video, in the comments, all of it. It's always, I attract psychos. How do I not attract psychos? Why are women cheating on me? This happens all the time. And it really, rightfully so, makes men not want to engage with women anymore at all. Like, how can you blame them? I coach both women and men, and both of them, people who are cheated on, they don't want to be in relationships anymore. They've had it. But the thing is this, they have to learn how to trust themselves to choose wisely. Now, before we get into that and more, there's a valid reason. There are many valid reasons for why you keep attracting these psychopath women and your relationships all turn out the same way. And we're going to go into which those things are so that you could pretty much assess in yourself, like, you know you far better than I, right? I'm just this chick on YouTube. But you could listen to what I'm going to say and then assess it for yourself and be honest and really do some inventory with yourself, because this is going to empower you to be better and nurture yourself, because there is a valid reason for why you keep attracting these types of women. So look, maybe you're even still with this psycho and you want her to become a better person. So you put all this effort and energy into giving her more, thinking that she's going to change. That is not going to happen. You cannot reward bad behavior with more access to you. Do you see how that works? I'll repeat that. You cannot reward bad behavior, mistreatment, disrespect, all of the things that you're experiencing. The more that you participate in it, the more you condone it. So if you don't know how to remove your energy, remove yourself from the relationship and say, hey, wait a minute, I don't deal with people who treat me like this, and you don't have that strength, then you and I need to connect, because there are other things going on at the core that I'm going to get into for you right now. And I hope this is going to help you. It is my intention to help you. And part of this is really being honest with yourself and giving yourself some grace, giving yourself like, whoa, like that did happen to me as a kid. Like, that is true. I do think that way, right? So this way you could start forgiving yourself, and then you can start making the changes that need to be made for you and only you. You're not doing this to change so that, oh, I'm going to be better for them. No, you're going to be better for yourself so that then you attract better people. Make sense? All right, let's get into it. There are key psychological reasons for why you attract disloyal or crazy women who are not emotionally regulated, women who fly off the handle, make accusations, have insecurities. So let's get into what these reasons are. And I'll preface this by saying that they all are rooted in childhood and your teenage years. This is formative years. This is how we are learning about the world, and we're learning about how we give and get love, right? So let's get into this. First, unresolved issues with your mother or a codependent relationship with your mother, which can be also called enmeshment. Like, you're super connected to your mom. She's all up in your business, right? Or she's emotionally unstable. She may even have mental illness. She might have had bipolar, and back in the day it was not diagnosed. She could yell at you and then withdraw from you, giving you silent treatment, basically sending a message of, you need to obey me in order to get my love. So love was very conditional, and like, it was inconsistent, and affection and emotional connection was withheld if you didn't do as you were told, if you were being noisy, if you were being yourself, right? And she didn't like it. She'd let you know and she'd cut you down. So if this is kind of like making you say, yeah, that was kind of like my mother. What else? Your nervous system. This is the key here, right? As a little kid, your nervous system is being groomed to be set to your environment. So the environment that you're most used to, the most frequent things that you see happening. So like if you see your mom consistently screaming, yelling, throwing shit like a complete disaster, you are going to have a nervous system set point to erratic, out of control women. And so when you are in the presence of a woman who is calm and chill, you're going to think she's boring, right? Or you're going to feel strangely at peace and you're not going to know what to do with yourself because it's not normal for you. And you're going to be like, yeah, I don't like this girl. But yet you know she's good for you. But yet you're going to go with Disaster Debbie over there because too chill Tina isn't going to do it for you because your emotions and your nervous system are all wrapped up around chaos. So I hope that makes sense to you because that's why you are attracting what you're attracting. It has to do with unresolved issues that you've had with your parents, with your mother especially. We'll get into your father in a minute. So if it was manipulation, inconsistency and withholding, affection, nurturing, care, praise, you can grow up to subconsciously equate chaos with connection, right? So here you're thinking, Disaster Debbie, she's so great in bed, she's so hot, she's crazy, but I kind of love her. It's because she is reminiscent of the environment and your nervous system says, ooh, I like Disaster Debbie. That reminds me of my childhood. I know how to function in chaos. See how that is? Yet you are feeling awful, right? You don't want to be in this relationship. You want peace. So the more peaceful and chill you feel in your relationship, the more healthy it is. And your wounded inner child is the one attracting these psycho lunatics because, again, your nervous system is programmed to. But this can be changed. This is what I help people to do. And the good news is, because I know you're a dude, if you're watching this, you're a guy, and therefore you're all about results like me. Like I'm all about efficiency and solutions to problems. That's why I'm a coach and not a therapist, because I want things handled for people. 45 to 90 days. You dedicate 45 to 90 days and we together, me as your coach, like we'll handle this once and for all. I do this for men all the time. And I've been coaching since 2017 and I love it because I have my female clients and I have my male clients and they all go through similar things. They all have jacked up nervous systems and we all work together to help them. And it doesn't have to take forever. You don't need to be in therapy for 5 years. You don't need any of that stuff. Maybe you've been to therapy and you're just like, I mean, it was okay. I got to talk about a bunch of stuff, but like, what did it do for me? I still attract psychos. I still attract people who cheat. So that means that everything you learned in therapy, you now have to apply to your life. And people don't know how to do that. Therapists don't teach you how to do that. Very few do. I'm not going to say all, few. Very few. It's not their wheelhouse, right? But a coach says, okay, here's what we can do to make sense of this. And then step 2 is, now that we've made sense of this, how do you behave in life moving forward? What are things that you do? What don't you do? What are things that you allow? What are things that you do not tolerate any longer? And then you're able to be like, damn, I have like control over my life. Like, this is awesome. I could actually make decisions based on knowledge, right? So that's where wisdom comes into play. Wisdom is simply taking something that you've learned, applying it through our actions, and then you come out with new experiences, better experience for yourself. Okay, so if at any point you just want to like stop watching this and like go over to my website, learn more about me and the work that I do, and even like jump on my calendar if you want to, you can always look at the description, click in, and there are links for you to use. Links to my calendar, links to my website, links to this article that I'm basing this video on. All right, so you can get all of that. Okay, the second thing is lack of male role models and no model for boundaries. So if your dad wasn't around, or your dad was a total simp and your mom ran shit, like your mother was like screeching and shrilling and always berating your dad, and he was just like the guy who like earned the money, and you know, he stayed quiet and meek, and he never said never corrected your mother, never asserted himself, right? Never really led, or he wasn't even around. maybe he was distant, angry, cold, they had issues, he would go and like drink with his boys. Whatever the thing is, if your dad wasn't either A, total leadership badass of the family, like take no shit guy, if he was not that, and he modeled for you kind of like simp attitude where mom ran everything, ran her mouth off, and everybody fell in line to mom, then that will most likely lead to you not being able to develop boundaries and standards, not being able to assert yourself, and basically having this belief of like happy wife, happy life, right? Like the yes, dear, right? Wife is always right because that's what your dad modeled. Or you weren't with a dad, you were single mom, right? And your mom talked shit about men, right? We'll go deeper into that later, but this is a huge one. So right now, this is an opportunity for you how to learn how to claim leadership in a relationship by maintaining your masculine frame. It's super important that you do this. The third one is validation addiction from early rejection. So a lot of the men that I coach, they had early rejection, meaning in grammar school they were bullied, or they were the smart kid in junior high and whatever, so they kind of kept to themselves. They were very academic, but they didn't go to like the good parties, and they were kind of like, under the radar. Those are typically the ones who grow up, become super successful, but socially they have these issues about not feeling good enough, not feeling accepted, doubting themselves, not having confidence, especially around women. Therefore, then they overcompensate by seeking validation, by being the good guy. So here's what's interesting. Women will seek validation by people pleasing also, but the better looking women, they are going to seek validation through physicality. They're going to post pictures on social media. They're going to be provocative in their dressing, getting attention from men, right? Whereas men who were rejected early in life, they will overcompensate by just kind of get along, and I'm not going to say anything. They're very passive. They end up taken advantage of. He tries so hard to be the good guy, and he ignores the red flags early on in a relationship, and he lets a lot of things slide, right? Because he doesn't want to be rejected. So he doesn't want to raise the red flag. He doesn't want to say, hey, listen, I don't like the way you're talking to me. I don't tolerate that in women. You're being bratty. He would never say that because he's too afraid to be rejected. He's too afraid that that woman is going to tell him to go F off. I have 10 others that I can go be with, right? So he doesn't want that rejection. So he'll just seek the validation. I'm the good guy. Aren't I good? And you'll get little crumbs of, oh, thank you so much. You're so sweet. But now I want this. Oh, thank you so much. But I want this. And Melanie has this. So I want it too. And you'll just keep going and going and going. And she ends up depleting you and using you. No good, right? All because you are addicted to validation, addicted to the promise of never being rejected. So you end up being treated like crap because it's energy. She's picking up on the energy that you're so afraid of being rejected that you will do anything for her at your own expense. Number 4, and this leads right into number 4, people pleasing as a survival mechanism. So perhaps that when you were a little kid, you learned early that being good and putting the needs of others ahead of your own was how to get love, approval. I'm proud of you. You're such a good boy. All of this, right? You were programmed to earn love by being helpful or always there. So like maybe in junior high school, there was some kid and you were always there for them. And they always said, such a good guy. He's always there for me. Right? But you're never getting them to like you, right? Valentine's comes and like nobody's showing you any love, right? But you're always there. You're the good guy. You're the one that the hot girl comes to and cries on your shoulder when her idiot boyfriend betrays her or blows her off. She comes looking for you, right? The good, stable, people-pleasing. Oh, I'll drive you to school. I'll take you home. I'll do this. I'll do that. Don't worry. This is you, right? So this is the thing. You are putting a bullseye on yourself for these predatory women who are manipulative, who want what they want and they're looking for the king simp to give it to them. So you can't be that. Now, I'm not sitting here saying like, don't give to your woman. I mean, I'm married. My husband gives me amazing, amazing things like dates, jewelry, going out, having fun, vacations, all the things, all of the things. However, there is a very clear standard that I, as his wife, have to meet regularly, consistently, right? Like if I talk to him with disrespect and I barked orders at him and I bossed him around, do you think he's going to be like, yeah, let's go here, let's go there, let's do the other thing? No, not at all. Because my husband maintains his masculine frame. He is very clear about what flies, what doesn't fly, what's tolerated, what's not tolerated. And he's able to communicate that with me and communicate it clearly so I know where I stand. And that makes me feel safe. Makes me feel very safe that a man that I'm with is leading the charge, that he knows, yeah, this doesn't fly with me, right? I know better than to even suggest going on separate vacations. Oh, a girls' trip is happening. All my high school girls are getting together. We're all going to Miami. No, you're not. I wouldn't even ask. Because I know that he's not the type of man who's going to people please. He's not the type of man who's going to say, I don't want to lose her. Let her go to Miami. He'll say, you can go to Miami, but all your clothes will be packed up in boxes in the front lawn. And I believe that he's not messing around. He will do that, right? Like, don't play, right? And it has nothing to do with, why do you even have to be like operating like a child? Like, I don't want to be your father, right? You should be a grown-ass woman that just says going on these vacations is not appropriate. So like, I get that too, but if you're the type of man that she's pushing buttons and you're allowing her to push buttons, then it's already done. It's already too late, right? You have to be able to nip that in the bud and you have to say to her, listen, what are you trying to press my buttons? Asking me if you're going to go on vacation to Vegas, to Miami. Like, why are you trying to push my buttons? Call her out, right? And if she's like, well, I'm not asking you to pay for it, so I should be able to do whatever the hell I want. I'm not asking you for a dime. I should be able to go, right? Independent woman. I could afford my own vacation. I don't need anything from you. I'm not asking anything from you. Right, but you're the woman by my side. And that's not representing us as a couple well. When you go off to Miami and Vegas and it's a girls' trip and some schmuck ass comes over to you because you're a beautiful woman, and that is going to happen, and they say, oh, where's your husband? And then you say, I'm on a girls' trip. It's just my girls and I. What do you think that looks like for me? Doesn't look good, right? It doesn't. It looks like, oh, so you're married to some simp ass who lets his wife stay in a 4-star hotel with her lunatic girlfriends from high school. Got it, right? So why do you care what people think? Because we present ourselves accordingly in the world. This is what it is. Not to mention the other part. A true masculine man cares about the well-being of the people in his family, the people that he cares for. Right? So the other part of that, which men don't really reveal, so if you're watching this, you're probably nodding your head. A man genuinely cares for the well-being, the physical well-being of the woman that he loves. And he doesn't want to like flat out say it because he doesn't want her to think that she's incapable or that he thinks she's incapable of taking care of herself. But in the back of his mind, every single time you leave him, whether you're running an errand, getting gas, going to Marshall's, TJ Maxx, buying a present for your sister, whatever, that man is thinking, I hope nothing happens to her. Please keep her safe. Because he feels a responsibility as a man to keep you safe. And he can't control everything all the time. But that's circling in his head. So if you're sitting there being like, I'm going to go to Vegas, I'm going to go to Miami, I'm going to do this, that, and the other, he's thinking, yeah, she's capable, she can handle herself, but God forbid somebody puts something in her drink. What if somebody jacks her wallet? What if this? What if that? Right? He's thinking, I'm not there to help her. I'm not there to be there for her. And it as a man, it makes them feel bad. Right? So like, if you're nodding your head with this, if you're like, oh my God, this was my ex-wife, or this was my girlfriend, oh my God, and it turned into this big giant fight. She wanted to go to Vegas, and I was like, hell no. And it was this big thing. You are not in the wrong. You are not. However, you did not conduct yourself as someone where that wouldn't have even have been a discussion to begin with. That's the thing that you get to work on. Become the type of man where no way in hell would a woman even bring up the topic. If anything, she would come to you and she would say, hey, listen, so you know so-and-so's getting married, right? Yeah. So they're having a bachelorette rather, in Vegas. And I want to go, but I don't want to go like full throttle because I'm with you and it's just not appropriate. What do you say we go to Vegas, you and me, for the weekend? And then I go and do stuff with the girls. You go golf, you go do your other stuff, gamble, whatever. And then we meet in the nighttime for like a show. We go to dinner, but some stuff I'll do with the girls and then I want to be with you. Like, what do you think? Is that a good compromise? Because I don't want to blow it off entirely. I am her friend. I'm in the wedding party, right? Like, let's try to work out a compromise, but I have to be respectful to you in this relationship. I'm not going to be like a lunatic going to Vegas by myself. If you present it like that, if she presents it like that, that's respect, right? So this is the thing. Become the type of man who commands such respect that the woman that you attract wouldn't even think about presenting ridiculousness, about, I'm just going out with my guy friends. I'm just going out with my boys. This is my old friend from college. Like, no, it should be, hey, my old friend from college is in town and we are going to meet him out for a cocktail. I really want you to meet this guy. We were best friends for like 5 years. The guy's awesome. I'm so excited. He's coming to town. You have to meet this guy. Not you're going by yourself. Okay, so I'm hopeful that this helps you out. There's way more in the actual article. And so I put the article link below. There's a lot about masculine power and the shame that these days men have been thrown. Shade for just being a man, right? For like telling a woman how lovely she looks today. It's like you can't do that anymore. And you should be able to do that. Men appreciate beautiful things, beautiful women. It like makes their heart full, right? So when you see a beautiful woman and she smiles at you and you say, have a nice day, and she says, thank you, you too, it makes the world better. It raises the vibration. But we have been conditioned to be in a low vibration where you're not even making eye contact with women anymore. It's a sad, sad thing. So if you do not want to be cheated on again, ever again, I'm hopeful that you realize through this video that you have an amazing opportunity to change your ability to assert boundaries. And you have every right to have standards for the type of woman that you want in your life. And then you get to become the type of man who can attract her. So I'm Lisa, the Love Coach. I would love you to connect with me. And I can help you. I help men with this stuff all the time. And a lot of the men that I've helped, they had a pattern where they were getting cheated on in their relationships. They worked with me. They healed all their kid stuff. They did inner child work. They reconnected to that little 6-year-old, that little 16-year-old. They got them sorted out. And in doing so, they really stepped into their masculinity. They stepped into their adult man self. And that adult man self, he's not taking shit from any woman. He's loving himself. And at the tiniest drop of drama, he's out. So I hope that this helped you. And I really look forward to connecting with you. Thank you so much. And until next time. Oh, and important, feel free to comment in the comments. I want to hear from you. Have you been cheated on? And all of the things, right? If you want to break these patterns that you have, if you weren't aware that how you were raised as a child has a big impact on how you're making decisions as an adult. Comment with your comments. I want to hear your thoughts. I read through all the comments, and it'll also give me an idea for another video in the future. So your thoughts are very important. Please share them in the comments. Also, like this video, subscribe to my channel so that when this party is on, you get notified. Hit the bell notification. And until next time, have a good one.